Welcome to From Center Ice. My name is Courtney and I am here to talk about the Rockford IceHogs. The puck officially dropped on their season on Saturday with a game against the Chicago Wolves. Of course, they were supposed to play Friday and Saturday against the Cleveland Monsters, but the Monsters had some COVID issues, so they didn't travel to Rockford, and instead, we took on our biggest rival, the Chicago Wolves. I'll talk about that game in a moment, but if you are new here, I make a video before each Blackhawks game asking 3 questions heading into that game, sort of going off of the previous game or trends that I've seen throughout the season so far. And now I will be doing those for the IceHogs as well. If you are a person who prefers reading, you can head over to FromCenterIce.com. I do a preview article before every Blackhawks game, and I do a game recap for every IceHogs game. So we have Saturday's game to talk about. I have some broader questions for the season as a whole, and then I have my 3 questions for game number 2 against Chicago, which is tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. on Tuesday in Hoffman Estates. Saturday afternoon, they officially dropped the puck. This brand new team took the ice. And when I say brand new team, I mean the majority of this roster was not here last year. There are a ton of Blackhawks prospects on this team, and it's going to lead to a very interesting season. Of course, they are all very good players, but a lot of them are just coming out of junior or college. They haven't played at the professional level. They haven't had a whole lot of time to get used to each other. So we might see some sloppy games. Potentially more losses than wins. And while all of that is very frustrating, the biggest thing to pay attention to this season for the IceHogs is how each individual player develops. With no current plans to have a Calder Cup playoffs, this season is more about development than anything else for these players. Of course, they want to win every game. They are athletes, they are competitors. This team wants to win every game. The players want to win every game. We all want them to win every game. But if they come out with an inspired effort and they end up losing, it is what it is. It's not a huge deal. Except against the Wolves, it is still irritating. But we'll just have to get over that, I guess. Or not. Anywho, Saturday's game kicked off great. The IceHogs came out flying. They looked like the better team for the first half of the first period. Granted, the Chicago Wolves opened their season the night before at home, well, in Hoffman Estates. Usually they play in Rosemont at the Allstate Arena. This year they are playing at their practice arena. Anyway, they opened their season there Friday night against Grand Rapids, and you could tell at the start of this game they looked slower. It took them a while to wake up and really get into this game. But before that happened, the IceHogs had 2 power plays and they scored 2 power play goals. The first one was scored by John Quenneville, a returning player from last year, and was assisted by Cody Franzen and Wyatt Kalnick. Cody Franzen is back with the team, which is super exciting. He is the veteran on defense. He's basically a coach on the ice for this young team, and he had a really good first game, putting up 3 points. And it all started on that first goal. The second power play goal was scored by Chad Yetman, his first professional goal, which was assisted by Evan Barrett with his first professional assist, and Cody Franzen. A fun fact about Chad Yetman, he was a 2020 Blackhawks draft pick. We drafted him out of Erie from the Erie Otters, and the Blackhawks took another scoring forward from the Otters in Alex DeBrincat. Dylan Strome also played for the Erie Otters, but of course the Hawks didn't draft him. They did end up with him though, and he is playing very well alongside his Erie buddy. So if Chad does make it to the NHL, maybe he's on a line with those 2. He is a center like Dylan Strome, but hey, one of them could move to the wing. So that's a fun little tidbit. The team was looking great. There were all sort of happy, warm and fuzzy feelings going on, and then the Wolves tied the game, because that's what the Chicago Wolves do against the IceHogs. They got 2 goals of their own, and it went into the first intermission tied. Second period starts, the IceHogs get another power play, and they get another power play goal. This time, Wyatt Kalnick gets his first professional goal to go along with his assist on the first goal of the game. That one was assisted by, and tell me if you've heard this before, Cody Franzen, and Andre Altibarmakian picked up his first AHL assist. There were a lot of firsts in this game, and there's going to be a lot of firsts throughout the season with a very young team. The IceHogs had the lead, the warm and fuzzies were back, and then they left as soon as they came because the Chicago Wolves scored 3 unanswered goals. So if you are counting, the Wolves had a 5-3 lead over the IceHogs. That is not very fun. And they took that 5-3 lead into the second intermission. The third period came around, not a whole lot happened. There were a couple of penalties either way, and then near the end of the period, Mate Halupa got his first AHL goal, another first, which was assisted by DJ Bustucker for his first AHL assist, and Dylan McLaughlin, who is another returning player from last season. There was a great push at the end from the IceHogs. They had another power play. They couldn't score on it. After going 3 for 3 in their first 3 power plays, it kind of fell off, not for a lack of effort. They did look very good. They just couldn't get another one past the goaltender. Chad Yetman almost had his second of the game. He had the puck right next to the goal. The goal was wide open, and he just sent it through the crease behind the goaltender and out the other side. You never like seeing that, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, the IceHogs dropped their first game of the season, their home opener, to the Chicago Wolves 5-4. I don't know what it is about this franchise, but they really like opening their seasons by giving up 5 goals. Hopefully it's not a trend for 4 straight games like it was for the Blackhawks. That would certainly be nice. Even though they lost 5-4, there were a lot more positives to take out of this one than negatives. Like I said, this team isn't used to playing together. They are very young, they are very inexperienced at the professional level, and they were holding their own out there. This Chicago Wolves team is brand new for them as well. Chicago got a brand new affiliate in the offseason in the Carolina Hurricanes. It was previously the Vegas Golden Knights, but they added their own AHL team to Henderson, so they have the Henderson Silver Knights, meaning the Wolves were left without an affiliate. In came Carolina instead of having their affiliation with the Charlotte Checkers, which still doesn't make sense because it's in the same state as them. So now Carolina's prospects are with the Chicago Wolves. But with this weird COVID shortened season that we have, the Milwaukee Admirals opted not to play, so in marches the Nashville Predators for a 1-year affiliate deal with the Chicago Wolves. So this team is made up of what were the Charlotte Checkers and what were and will again next season be the Milwaukee Admirals. Those two teams decided to be friends, and now this is their roster, which was looking very unfortunate for the IceHogs because if you followed the American Hockey League last season, the Milwaukee Admirals were far and away the best team in the league. They very likely would have been Calder Cup champs had the season not been canceled. So not only are the Wolves the Hogs' biggest rival, but now they are facing 2 sets of prospects, which combined has 4 recent first-round picks on that roster, and a lot of the returning American League guys are from the Milwaukee Admirals. Great. But this IceHogs team held their own against them. They looked pretty good. It was just that second period once again that came out and ruined their game. That is something we consistently see with this team. Hopefully they can shore that up throughout this season. And if you've watched my previous videos, you probably know what I'm going to say here. Hope for the best. Expect the worst, end up somewhere in between. So that was Saturday's game. The player that stood out the most to me was Andrei Altibarmakian. He did only come away with 1 point on that assist, but he was all over the ice, and he had a few very good chances to put in a goal of his own. Of course, the goaltender just got the best of him. This kid was pretty hyped coming out of Russia, and he had a very good first game. I hope to see that effort again in game number 2, and maybe he will pot that first goal. So let's jump into the questions that I have for this IceHogs season as a whole before jumping into the questions for the next game. Question number 1. What will the goalie rotation look like? Currently, there are 4 goaltenders on this IceHogs roster, one of them being Scott Darling. He is on a PTO, a professional tryout. He could be let go at any time, or he could be signed to a contract. We also have Matt Tompkins, who played on Saturday. He's the returning goaltender of the group. The other 2 are Tom Auburn and Cale Morris. We're used to seeing a 3 goalie rotation in Rockford. We've had it for the past couple of seasons, but now there's 4. So what on earth is this going to look like? Question number 2. Where will the IceHogs special teams end up? If you go off of game number 1, they're probably going to end up looking pretty good, but that is an extremely small sample size. Their penalty kill was last in the league last year. Their power play also wasn't very good. So where is it going to end up this season with a basically brand new roster? Question number 3. Will their second periods look better overall? Going off of game number 1? Probably not. Again, small sample size, we hope for the best. And a bonus question. How many times will the IceHogs face off against the Chicago Wolves? When the AHL schedule was originally released, there were 8 games on the schedule where the IceHogs faced off against the Wolves. Now, including Saturday's game that's already been played, there's 11. They had to add that Saturday game to the schedule, and then out of nowhere, They decided to add 2 more games, one of them being tomorrow's, Tuesday the 9th, and next Tuesday the 16th. Why? I don't know. Because we must always face the Chicago Wolves an ungodly amount of times. It's just the law of the land, apparently. So those are my 3 questions for the season as a whole. Let's jump into my 3 questions for game number 2 against the Chicago Wolves. Question 1, can the IceHogs hold the lead for a period? We were hoping for that in period number 1 on Saturday. The Wolves tied it up at 2. The IceHogs took the lead at the beginning of period number 2, and that quickly went away, and they never regained the lead again after that. So in game number 2, can they hold the lead for at least a period? Question 2, how many firsts will we see? In game 1, we saw Evan Barrett get his first assist. We saw Chad Yetman get his first goal. We saw Wyatt Kalnick get his first goal and assist. We saw Andre Altibarmakian get his first assist. Mate Halupa got his first AHL goal. And DJ Busdecker got his first AHL assist. That is a lot of firsts, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of the other ones roll in throughout this year. Question 3, do we get to see Scott Darling in net? Like I said, for Saturday, Matt Tompkins was in net. Scott Darling was the backup. With a not so great outing on Saturday, do we see Scott Darling take the crease on Tuesday? He is still on that professional tryout. I would assume they want to see him in game action before deciding what to do, whether to let him go or to sign him to a contract. Tuesday would be a great time to do that. I know all of the IceHogs fans would be very happy. The excitement around him returning to the game has been very apparent. He really is just a guy that you cannot help but to root for. So those are my 3 questions for game number 2 against the Chicago Wolves. Puck drop is at 2 p.m. Central on Tuesday. You can watch that over on AHL TV. The price is pretty reasonable this year, so I would definitely check it out if you're interested in watching either of these 2 teams. If you would like more from Center Ice, you can check out the social media pages. Those are linked in the description down below. You can also visit FromCenterIce.com. There is a game recap for every IceHogs game over there, as well as some other fun stuff, and you can keep up with the latest podcast episodes. All of that being said, let's hope for a better second period on Tuesday, and let's hope for a win. I will catch you all after that game. Bye, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please hit that subscribe button to catch more From Center Ice content. If you could, hit the like button on this video, maybe share it with a friend or 2, and while you're here, check out the podcast playlist and catch up on some old episodes. We will catch y'all next time. Bye!